The movie starts at a party at the Leister family's house, but Nick isn't there. Rafaela and Will have been sending him away for work for months, trying to keep him and Noah apart. Meanwhile, Noah is struggling. It's been almost a year since her father passed away, and the memories of that day still weigh heavily on her. Suddenly, Nick arrives earlier than expected to surprise Noah. His parents aren't happy about it, but that doesn't stop Nick and Noah from sharing a warm and loving reunion. To show his love, Nick gives Noah a necklace, saying it's his heart, and asking her never to break it. What follows are scenes of their deep love and passion, as they find ways to be together whenever they can. But things start to change when Nick talks to Lion. Lion mentions how much life is changing. Friends are growing up, going to different universities, and work is pulling everyone in different directions. It's clear that distance can strain even the closest relationships. Later, the girls graduate, and we see Lion visiting his brother in prison. His brother got into trouble, and now their shared workshop is falling apart. They still need to send money to their mother, so Lion decides they should shut the workshop down. But his brother, Luca, refuses and says he'll find a way to fix everything. Meanwhile, Noah's family surprises her with a purple car. She takes it for a drive with Nick, and he shows her an apartment his grandfather gave him. Nick tells her he doesn't want to go back to San Francisco for work. Instead, he suggests they move in together since the apartment is close to their university. That way, they won't have to be apart anymore. Nick tries to convince her, but Noah feels she's still too young to make such a big decision. Noah tells Nick she plans to move into a dorm at the university, something Nick didn't know about. This leads to a small argument between them. Later, Rafaela takes Noah to her new room at the university, where she meets her new roommate, a girl named Briar. Briar had attended the same school as Nick and Noah, but took a break 2 years ago, so they never met before. Meanwhile, Nick meets a kind woman named Sophia at his office. Sophia, the daughter of an important minister, has been hired to help Nick with his legal work. However, it becomes clear that this is part of a plan by Will and Rafaela to keep Nick and Noah apart. In another scene, Rafaela confronts Noah, accusing her of ruining their family's reputation. She claims people already think Noah was with Will for his money, and that being with Nick would make things worse. Noah tells her she loves Nick no matter what people say, but Rafaela gives her an ultimatum. The relationship must end. Hurt by this, Noah decides to move to the university earlier than planned. When Noah arrives at her new apartment, she finds that Briar has thrown a party because she didn't expect Noah to arrive so soon. After the party, they talk, and Briar shares that she once struggled with her mental health, but reassures Noah that she's doing better now. During this, Michael, a neighbor at the party, stops by to grab his jacket. Michael studies psychology at the same university and is doing his internship there. Elsewhere, Lion's brother is released from prison, but trouble follows as a man named Ronnie, seeking revenge, is nearby. Meanwhile, Nick spends time with his little sister Maggie when their mother unexpectedly visits. Nick has no interest in seeing her because she abandoned him years ago. Noah comforts Nick, and they share a tender moment. The next day, Noah gets upset with Nick for leaving a hickey on her neck. To get back at him, she draws funny designs on his body with a permanent marker, including one that says, "You're mine." Later, Noah takes Nick to her apartment, where they run into Briar. It turns out Noah knows Briar from before, but they both pretend not to recognize each other. As Nick leaves, he gets a call from Lion. Lion is in trouble because his brother got him involved in a drug deal. Lion has to deliver a package to a shady bar. Nick doesn't want to go, but follows Lion when he sees him enter the bar alone. Noah also shows up after Lion calls her for help. Inside the bar, they meet Ronnie's brother, who warns them that Ronnie is planning to take revenge for what happened in the past. Noah isn't afraid of Ronnie's brother, and boldly tells him she'll be ready for him if he comes after them. Ronnie's brother tries to trick them by refusing to pay for the drugs. To escape, Noah starts a fight, and during the chaos, Ronnie's brother attempts to stab Nick. Noah saves Nick, but they all end up getting arrested. Later, Nick calls Sophia for help, and she gets them out of trouble. Nick asks her not to tell her father about what happened. On their way back, Noah asks Nick to take her to adopt a cat. She names the cat Ian and brings it to her university apartment, where Briar lives. However, Briar interrupts a romantic moment between Noah and Nick, making things awkward. The next day, Briar tries to push Noah to get closer to Michael. Meanwhile, Jenna talks to Lion, urging him to stop doing reckless things for money. When Noah returns home, she finds Briar talking to Annabelle, Nick's mother. Annabelle wants to speak with Noah, but Noah doesn't want to listen. Annabelle says this is her last attempt to reconnect with Nick and gives Noah her phone number, asking her to call when she's ready to talk. Before leaving, Annabelle asks Noah if she knows how long her mother and Will have known each other. That same day, Noah goes home and finds Nick having dinner with Sophia and her parents. Rafaela invites Noah to stay, clearly trying to upset her. During dinner, they discuss setting Nick up with Sophia, which angers Noah. She reveals that Nick had asked her to move in with him, and then storms out. Nick follows her to the cemetery, where Noah is visiting her father's grave on the anniversary of his death. At the cemetery, Noah confronts Nick, asking if something is going on with Sophia. Nick denies it, but Noah says she doesn't trust him and believes he doesn't truly want them to move in together. In the end, Noah tells Nick she'll wait and see what happens next. Later, Noah invites Annabelle to the Leicester mansion. Annabelle reveals that she once fought for custody of Nick, but had to give him up because of threats and blackmail. She explains that Grandpa Leicester doesn't care much about her but adores Nick because he's the family heir. While Noah processes this, Annabelle secretly takes Will's toothbrush and puts it in a plastic bag. She also gives Noah a letter for Nick, explaining the whole truth. Will later tells Nick that Annabelle has separated from her husband and might become homeless. Noah tries to leave Annabelle's letter at Nick's office, but Sophia finds it and keeps it a secret. When Nick sees the letter is from his mother, he tears it up, saying he doesn't care to read it. That night, Nick and Noah go out for dinner. Nick shows Noah that he turned the "you're mine" phrase she once wrote on him with a marker into a permanent tattoo. Noah isn't thrilled, but Nick says he doesn't regret it. They share a romantic moment, but it's interrupted when Nick tells Noah he has to travel to London with Sophia for a few days to work on a case. Noah becomes reflective and says that honesty can be overrated because some truths are too complicated. She adds that being an adult isn't just about doing what you want, but knowing what you should do. While Nick is in London, Rafaela visits Noah at Nick's apartment, where Noah has decided to move in. Rafaela tries to stop her, but Noah stands her ground, accusing Rafaela of trying to break them up. Noah tells her that now that she knows the truth about everything, she feels free to love whoever she wants. She then asks her mother where she was and who she was with on the day her father tried to harm her. Elsewhere, Nick talks to his grandfather at a bar, asking what happened to Briar, the girl who used to harass him. His grandfather assures him the situation has been dealt with, and she won't bother him again. Later, Nick and Sophia celebrate their progress on the case, but someone secretly takes photos of them. When Nick returns home, Noah isn't there. He goes to the university to find her but sees her talking to Michael. Briar had planned for Nick to arrive at that moment. Nick and Noah argue, with Noah saying they need to take a break because they no longer trust each other and their relationship is causing them pain. Nick tells Noah he's been offered a permanent job in London and has 1 week to decide. He says he'll stay if she asks him to. Noah replies that she'll give her answer at the company's annual gala in 1 week. As the days pass, Sophia starts developing feelings for Nick, while Noah learns that Nick and Briar used to date. Meanwhile, Lion, struggling financially, suggests Nick do one last illegal street race on the day of the gala without the girls finding out. Ronnie, who is being released from prison, is also planning to race, and Lion uses this to convince Nick to join. The day of the gala arrives. While the girls spend the day getting ready, Nick and Lion sneak off to the race. At the race, Ronnie and his brother are waiting for them. However, Jenna and Noah show up unexpectedly and scold the boys for thinking they wouldn't notice. During the race, Briar, who is also there, calls the police to have them arrested. Chaos breaks out, and the race spirals out of control. In the end, Noah and Nick team up with Ronnie to trick him into making a sandwich, which they use as a distraction to hand him over to the police. Ronnie gets arrested again, and Lion wins the race. Everyone heads back to the gala, pretending nothing happened. At the gala, things take a dramatic turn. Jenna breaks up with Lion, saying he doesn't love her for who she truly is. Meanwhile, Briar approaches Nick, asking why he never brought her to the gala. Noah confronts Nick, revealing that she knows about his past with Briar. Amid all the tension, Briar pulls out a knife, not to harm anyone, but to open the door for Annabelle. Annabelle arrives with Briar to confront everyone. She reveals a DNA test taken using Will's hairbrush, proving that Maggie is Will's daughter. Annabelle explains that her new husband always suspected this and planned to kick them out, so she did this to secure her daughter's future. Everyone is shocked and wants to know how Annabelle got the hairbrush. Noah admits it was her fault because she let Annabelle into the house. Nick is furious. He feels betrayed, realizing his father lied to him his whole life. His grandfather is controlling, and his mother only seems to care about Maggie's future. He lashes out at Noah, saying her actions have torn his family apart. Noah tearfully tells Nick she loves him and doesn't want to lose him, but Nick walks away, heading toward Sophia and saying it's over. Noah is heartbroken. Devastated, Noah watches as Briar taunts her with old photos of Nick and Sophia. Briar then steals the keys to Nick's apartment from Noah's bag. Meanwhile, Lion talks to Nick and helps him realize he's making a mistake. He shares how he couldn't go more than half an hour without Jenna, using it as an example of true love. This conversation helps Nick see things more clearly. Nick returns to the gala and runs into Briar. She confesses that when he left her, she was pregnant but lost the baby in an accident caused by his family. Now, she wants revenge on them. Nick asks where Noah is, and Briar says she might be heading to his apartment, hinting she could harm herself. Nick rushes to the apartment in the pouring rain, but Noah isn't there. He realizes Briar took the keys. Meanwhile, Noah, unable to enter the apartment, goes to Michael's place. She turns off her phone to avoid Nick's messages and, in a moment of weakness, ends up sleeping with Michael. Regretting her actions, Noah leaves Michael's apartment in the rain. On the street, she runs into Nick, who has been waiting for her. They stare at each other, knowing their relationship is broken beyond repair. Heartbroken, Noah walks away, and Nick, filled with anger, gets into his car and drives off. Meanwhile, their parents realize the damage their interference has caused. They admit that whatever happens to Nick and Noah from now on is their fault. The film ends with Noah sitting by her father's grave. She receives a message from Nick that says, "Noah, I will always be the light in your darkness." The end. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe for more videos.